Jimmy, you answer right. Evening all, welcome to American Handlers and Friends. My name's Ray, and I'm your host. Today we have got next to me that way is Steve. Say hello, Steve.
Hello, Steve.
Hello, David.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, I think Jimmy's down below me. Hey, Jimmy. Louis in Brazil.
Hey.
And last but not least, Chaos. Are you all right, buddy?
Well, no.
So, welcome everyone. It's 1 a.m. in the UK here. What time is it over in your guys?
8:06.
10 p.m. for me.
8 or 20 p.m., whatever you want to call it. 20.
Yeah. Brilliant. So let's start off. Let's start off. Right. I can hear myself. So someone wants to cut out. Steve, what did you think of the Southampton game?
What did I think of the Southampton game? The performance wasn't great, but the result was good.
Yeah. Dave, what did you think?
Yeah, it was really tough to tell. I think the performance was a little better than we've seen from a lot of the matches, but Southampton didn't seem to be in sync. So it wasn't a very strong performance, I would say, but there was still a little glimmer of us connecting 3 or 4 passes together and making a go of it that we hadn't seen in a lot of the other matches recently. So I at least appreciated that.
Yeah. Chaz, what do you think?
I mean, honestly, the handball, again, I mean, what's that? 3 and 2 games, 2 and 3 games. But, I mean, seeing 2 up top without that holding midfielder, which, given a lot of people have been talking about lately, it could have been worse.
Yeah, definitely. Louis, what do you think?
Well, as a West Ham fan, I will always want the team to perform well and win. I was hoping we lose that particular game so Pellegrini would be out, but I celebrated a goal like there's no tomorrow. So it was good to see a team trying to win and be more organized and seeing Haller scoring again. But yeah, it was bittersweet for me.
Yeah. Jimmy? Jimmy, are you there? You've gone all quiet again.
He's muted.
Jimmy, turn your mic on.
Right, still away. Bless you. And superstar rockstar. Jimmy, try and plug it back in. Have a good go. While we're waiting for Jimmy to sort himself out. For me, bringing up the stats, it looks like it was a very even game. You know, possession, shots, shots on targets. We just beat him. A bit more corners, a bit more fouls on our side. So a bit more of a dogfight for us. And we needed a team like Southampton because they have got no desire at the moment. They are so down. They're in the bottom 3. They've been there all the time. So it was a great test for us to see if we're going to be as low a standard as them. We weren't much better than them, I'm going to be honest. However, it is a platform. It's a leap. It's, this is our time to say, right, we need to pull our fingers out of our arse and get ahead. Jimmy, have you got your mic working yet? That's a no.
I was going to say, Jimmy, just go into private chat.
Bye, Jimmy. We'll see you. Try and come back. Yeah. Oh, bless him. He's completely disappeared now, so he might try and come back, but we'll crack on. So, yeah, I really think it was just a performance that we needed to scrape through. Haller looked a lot better with the second person up top. So, and I'm not going to lie, I was at the beginning of the season was like, if we get 40 million for Antonio, let's sell him. At the moment, it seems like we desperately need him.
He's made the difference in the Chelsea and the Southampton matches, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah, massively. Now the question is he going to be fit for Boxing Day?
Oh, good question. I think the big story is David Martin going to be fit for the Crystal Palace match? If we have to go to Roberto again, that's I don't even want to think about that.
yeah. Well,
if we go Roberto, is Pellegrini going to be out?
Well, we have no one else to play. I guess we could go with Joseph Anang, the under-23 goalkeeper from Ghana. I would actually support that over Roberto. He's just such a disaster.
I mean, the U23s are top of the table?
Yeah, I believe they are.
Yeah, but it's second division, right? From the Premier League.
I mean, Roberto should be in the third division under the Premier League, so.
Yeah, the one thing they said about Joseph Anang, he's like a good shot stopper. He's young, he's raw. He does have the scouting report said he had problems identifying when to go out and get the ball and when not to. But I'd still take him over Roberto any day. I'd take any keeper over Roberto any day.
I mean, Roberto's had that same issue, though. I mean, if you think about it, Roberto's always scared to come out to try and deflect or punch the ball away. And, I mean, our other two main shot stoppers have no problem going out and at least trying to punch the ball.
Yeah,
Roberto just stays square in the goal.
He has problems coming out and he has problems stopping the ball. So he's just the worst of all worlds.
He has problems tying his shoes too, from what I've heard. But.
Yeah,
and he's so slow. His diving is diabolical. It takes like 1 minute to get to the floor. And I don't know if you noticed, but when he is diving to his left, it's even worse than his right. I did
notice that, Luis.
Yeah, of course, we don't want to see him again, but if he's in goal against Palace, just check it out. It's ridiculous.
Oh dear, yeah. I've not noticed that myself, to be honest. Jimmy, are you there now?
He's not.
No. Jimmy.
Use your laptop microphone.
Oh dear, bless him. He's trying. Oh, might have a little bit there.
Christ.
There we go.
Yeah!
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, I hear you, Jimmy.
Fuck.
Jimmy, what did you think of the game?
So I totally missed the game. Only caught the highlights. From what I could see, though, flashes of link-up play. Definitely like two up top. Blair and Antonio looked like they were getting along really good. I liked all the comments I saw from both after the match. I would go with Anang over Roberto, 100%. The only fact that you can attribute any of his faults as learning on the job, versus Roberto, who's a dog who won't do shit.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think there's just no confidence in Roberto whatsoever. So to put him in the team next. I'm getting feedback. Is that you, Jimmy? But yeah, he's dead man walking, and he can't come back in the sticks. We desperately need, even if Martin's got one leg, he's got to play and goal, hasn't he?
Yeah,
I will say Martin's kicking abilities is bar none. I mean, his just goal kicks are flying to the other half. I mean, 10, 15, 20 yards, it seems like.
Yeah, his kicking ability's got so much better. Remember seeing him on his first game, and you could tell he's nervous against Chelsea. Dave, you was there for that, weren't you?
Yeah, I was there for that match. Just 3 rows behind the goal in the away end. It was.
How was it?
Oh, it was superb. It was awesome. The atmosphere was great. Nonstop chanting. It was my first away match, especially with the atmosphere at the London Stadium. It's a whole different animal. It was nothing but fun. I really enjoyed myself.
And how was it with Martin as a goal? Could you see him being nervous?
You could see him being very nervous, being very up for it, but being very nervous, going like this a lot, kind of trying to calm his nerve. But he was nervous in a good way, I think. He was nervous throw up before the match, but then I perform very well. I'm using the nervousness to guide me and make me intense. I think it was that kind of nervousness, not a tentative nervousness.
Yeah, definitely. So, right, let's quickly move on. Do we still want Pellegrini in or out? Steve, what do you reckon?
Well, it was only one game and one result, wasn't it? I'm still Pellegrini out. I heard a wobble that he was. It was just a fluke that he decided to play 2 up against Southampton.
Yeah, because Anderson was injured.
Yeah, and it was gonna be the same old. So it doesn't really inspire me at all. So out.
Yeah. Lady Luck maybe just be on his side to keep him in the job. What do you reckon, David? Do you reckon he's in or out?
I'm of two minds about it because you look at his form the end of last year, we were on good form. You look at his form at the beginning of this year, the first 5 matches, it was good form. Then the Fabianski injury kind of combined with our lack of depth at certain positions has hurt his ability to coach. I do agree with that he's not made adjustments well. He really seems like he has his system and he sticks with it. I think if we hired a new manager, we'd get that new manager bounce, but then we'd kind of be in the same old cycle of, is it just a caretaker manager? And then we hire a new manager at the beginning of the next campaign, and then the whole process repeats itself. I think we're kind of stuck. I don't know. I wouldn't be really distraught if he got fired and we hired a new manager, but I wouldn't be too enthusiastic about our next steps after that. I think it would be just kind of a campaign that we had to write off.
Yeah, I totally agree. What do you reckon, Chaz?
I mean, honestly, there aren't many better managers out there. Once, God forbid, will be crucified for this. Tottenham fired Pochettino. He's done very well with very little money spent. To me, it seems like he's able to build up the players he has. And honestly, it looks like Pellegrini's just doing the same old crap that we've had to deal with. You have a big striker up front. You're trying to build a midfield around him, and you're just doing Route 1 football. But when he was able to put Antonio and Haller together, you do have that player that's able to hold up the play, and that's big and powerful, sort of like the Wolves player. Sorry, I'm spacing on his name right now. I mean, if you just watched Wolves versus Tottenham,
Troy, right? Adama
thank
Troy.
you. Yes, he was running the Tottenham defense ragged. I mean, he whipped it across and it smacked his attacker pretty much dead in the face, and I'm surprised the dude didn't die. I mean, that guy's got thighs bigger than a Mack truck.
Oh, and he's really gotten way more muscular. When didn't he play with Middlesbrough or something? And he didn't used to be able to cross the ball. And he used to be really fast, and he couldn't cross the ball or shoot. Now he's big and fast, and he can cross the ball. He has really developed.
And he can hold up the play at the touchline. And I think that's sort of what, Antonio is doing. I mean, we all crucified him, 2 seasons ago when he gave away the ball at the opposing end line. They went down the field and scored. I think we need to find a manager that is able to do 2 up front, and then that should be the focus as opposed to building up a midfield around it. Put 2 up front and then slowly work back. I mean, again, our defense is atrocious. What has ever happened is beyond me right now. I mean, anybody is looking at the headlines. It's like, oh, we're looking at this defender. We're looking at that defender. We're looking at this defender. It's like, all right, cool. We're just going to sign Messi again. And, we're just going to get on with it.
Hey, I'll take Messi.
I mean, I'll sell jerseys and maybe David Gold can get out of the porn industry, but that's something to be seen later in life.
What about you, Louis? Would you prefer Neymar over Messi?
No, never. No Brazilian will ever take that shot on Neymar instead of Messi. Yeah. I think for my biggest problem with Pellegrini is that he's trying to mold the players on his style and not playing to their strengths. We all knew that Haller needed a backup striker close to him. He was successful because of Jovic. Um, and he's playing Haller up top all by himself with no service. And I'm really attached to the fact that he earns like 7 million pounds per year, per season, and he has 6 wins. It means that he won 1.2 million per game. He earned 1.2 million per game this season. That's abysmal for me. I cannot stand the fact that he makes so much money to do so little, to change so little. To his approach to the games is abysmal. I don't see him preparing for the next games. When he played Zabaleta against, it was Newcastle that
Yeah,
he
it was
played.
against Newcastle.
Yeah, if I was paid, I don't know, 10K, 5K, I would do better for that game specifically. So for me, it's Pellegrini out all day long. And I'm Brazilian. In Brazil, we don't have any patience with managers. So maybe I'm too I don't know, too local or too cultural about managers being sacked after 5 games without a win. But in this case, I think he's making so much money with and giving so little to the team that for me it's Pellegrini out all day long.
Jimmy, what do you reckon? Oh,
Ooh.
there
I
you go,
am
Jim.
with everybody else. I am Pellegrini. I was all for him when he came in, but he sticks with the same tactic. They're not doing anything. Fun fact though, Watford has managers than they do this season. So at least we don't have that going for us.
That is true.
Um,
That is true. That is true. Yeah, for me,
There's
sorry, go on, Jimmy. For me, it's Pellegrini out.
oh, it was
But I'm so indecisive about this. I do want him out, and then I don't want him out because I just don't know who we're going to get to replace him. We're not going to get a manager at the caliber of Pochettino. He's going to go to Borussia Dortmund or a massive European team, Real Madrid, whatever. Well, not Real Madrid, but so we are going to be left with someone like this guy. I'll just bring it up on my screen. Chris Hughton.
Yes.
Apparently West Ham.
If I had to make a prediction, I would predict him.
Yeah, and he did okay in the teams he's with, but it's not that next level manager. It's not what we've been promised. He would only be an interim manager until the end of the season, and it's the same reason why David Moyes hasn't accepted his job, because he wants more assurances that he's going to have a bit more longer than just until the end of the season. And who can blame him when he's already done it for us once? He wants a bit more time so he can actually build something a bit more longer. Aaron Redknapp's been rumoured to be in the management position. I did like Harry before, but he is again another dinosaur. So unless he was bringing someone in that was young, hungry alongside him, like an ex-West Ham player, Joe Cole could be one. I don't know. Depends on his manager skills. I don't know
Where's
what.
Kevin Nolan at the moment?
Sorry.
Where's Kevin Nolan?
He
He was
in
managing for Notts
country, right?
County, I believe, but then he was let go from Notts County.
He's on
Yeah.
a beach.
We should go get him.
again, it's not that next level manager. We need to.
He doesn't have much experience.
It could
I mean,
be.
we did that with Salvin Bilic. It's.
Well,
I'm
Bilic
sorry,
was
it's just like
manager of Croatia for quite a while, and he did do really well at Croatia.
Yeah, and he managed Besiktas too as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they didn't have the issues we were having when he was brought in, and I feel like, I would love Nolan to be in, but do you really think that'd be the end all what we need? I mean, I've seen a few few people on Twitter, DeCanio being
No,
brought in.
DiCanio is crazy. He's a legend, but he
Yeah.
is crazy.
Dick already said he wouldn't work with Golden Sullivan though.
Yeah.
And there are
You've wanted to be
good
with
list
and then a
of
month later,
still out there that are available. Nico Coach, there's Solari, there's guy I would be a shot in the dark probably Laurent.
Jimmy,
Legendary French defender. We're working with our defender and our striker.
Jimmy, I'm going to have to remove you from the stream because your sound is really bad. Sorry, buddy. See if you can sort out your mic again.
There was a post in the live comments about Scotty Parker.
Yeah, I've just seen that. I'm not too sure.
I would do that. Is he managing for Fulham right now? Is that true?
Is anybody actually managing for Fulham?
I don't know. Where's he managing right now? I think he's managing for Fulham. I'm not sure. Let me look that up.
Yeah, I think he is still manager of Fulham. But again, I don't think they're doing that great, even though they've spent loads of money in that league. You've got Bilic is doing fantastic. Who wouldn't want him back right now? Who else? You've got the Leeds manager. They're second. Last time I looked.
Yeah.
Would you guys take? Would you guys take Steven Gerrard?
Yeah, I would, but I don't think he'd want to leave Rangers. I think he's married to that project.
I think he's going to stay there till 2024 when Klopp leaves after his contract and then join Liverpool. And
I concur.
that is probably the best place for him to learn and to iron out any of these cracks. Because look at Brendan Rodgers, went to Celtic, won every league, every title, come to Leicester. So jealous of fucking Leicester.
Yeah.
Yeah, Leicester is everything that we hope to be. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Especially since we could have had Jamie Vardy for £1 million, but Sam Allardyce chose against it, didn't it? I was like, oh no, what?
Could you imagine?
Yeah. Oh, don't. Saying that, we've probably fucked it up, to be fair.
Yeah, even that.
Yeah, I
Even
think we
that.
also could have had Gareth Bale too, and someone turned him down. We probably would
Yeah.
have messed that up too.
Better question. Would you? Sorry, go ahead, Steve.
If we got Jamie Vardy for £1 million, he would have ended up playing for England and then getting injured on England duty.
Yeah. I'd never been playing football again, to be fair to him.
Yeah.
3 broken toes and never be able to play.
Neil's made a good point in the chat. Actually, is that the right? That's not the right one. Sorry. Let me show you this one. Frederick's getting his 5th yellow card. Who would you replace him with? For me, it would be Ben Johnson. Because I would like to see him get more time. What do you reckon, Steve? Who would you like to see in that position?
Yeah, either Ben Johnson or pushing Diop out there could be a good shout. I don't want. Could you imagine Zabaleta out there again? Especially if going back to what we were saying previously, we end up with Roberto in goal. Oh, what's his name?
Oh yeah, that'd be a repeat.
That's painful. That's painful even to think about it.
Indeed. Could you imagine? Oh.
Yeah, Zaha would have a field day. He would transfer sides. He would go run against that Zab all day long. You can see that, What do you reckon, Dave?
Yeah, I would like to go with Ben. I agree. I would like to go with Ben Johnson. I say give him a chance. He's played well in the under-23s. Zabaleta, consummate professional, but he just doesn't have the pace anymore. And especially if, like everyone else said, if Roberto was in goal, that would have the potential to turn into a disaster, just like the Newcastle match.
Yeah, completely agree.
Oh, I don't think I'd play Diop at right back just because I don't think he's ever played there in his career. So that would be a bit much to ask him. If we did 3 at the back and did something else, that would be okay. But I wouldn't just put him out there when he's never done that.
Yeah, exactly. What do you reckon, Chad?
I mean, I would love to see Ben Johnson, but let's be serious. Our 2 central defenders aren't necessarily been the best lately. So maybe try Maz or Cresswell in that position. I mean, Cresswell's been lighting it up on the other side, so maybe put Maz on the far side. Then you have two powerful guys that are willing to go up. But I mean, again, it all depends on who we're going to have in the two central defending positions. I mean, Delkin is obviously the starlet right there, so he's able to, cover no matter what side he's going to. He's able to cover and put down the tackles when we need them. But why not try and push something up?
Yeah. Louis, what do you reckon?
I think I would stick with Ben Johnson as well. I saw Balbuena playing as right back here in Brazil a lot. He doesn't have the pace, and we are playing Zaha on that side. So I think paceful fullback would be better. So I'll stick with either with Ben Johnson would be a gamble, or with Masuaku. I wouldn't play Diop or Balbuena in the right. We're gonna be battered by Zaha's feet.
We need someone to keep up with Zaha's pace.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, and his foot skills are bar none sometimes. I mean, not all the time, obviously. Sometimes he's tripped over his own feet, but we need a defender who's not going to go into a sloppy tackle when it's obvious that he's already lost the ball.
Yeah, and it's going to need someone to man mark him. Diop has got some pace on him. If you remember last season when he was like about a mile behind Harry Kane, and then he just caught up with him and slide tackled him out of the way. Wish we'd see a bit more of that this season. So he could keep up with him, but today he's just not that left-sided player, is he? He plays on the centre defensive left, but it's a bit more difficult out there. Stick Ben Johnson. He hasn't shown us that he can't play there. He played against Man City on the other side and done a fantastic job. So, he should be a good test for him, at least for that. And if we're going to bled these young kids through, which we need to at some stage, him, Holland, Ghana when he comes back, we're going to have to give him the games. We're going to have to give him the chances. Unfortunately, Pellegrini hasn't got that much of a
adventure spirit,
defensive backup.
Yeah, he's literally half foot is out the door. West Ham fans are trying to push him. He's holding on for some reason.
He hasn't slipped on the rubbery toy yet.
Yeah, he's like, no, I want my £1 million. Keep me here. So, yeah. What else we got? Have you also seen the rumours linked today? Let me put this up on your screen. AC Milan. Would you let him go to AC Milan? Who was going first?
Wasn't this the same as last year? Like when he was running that defensive central, his name was popping up on every transfer paper ever.
Yeah.
So are they actually interested in him, or are they just trying to get the clickbait?
Well, AC Milan are not the team that they used to be, first of all. So I could actually see him actually going there. We are getting
doing very well in Serie A this season.
Sorry, David, what was that?
Oh, AC Milan is not doing very well in Serie A this season. I think they're 9th in the table or something.
Yeah. So they need some reinforcements themselves. Would you take 20 million for it?
Yep.
All day long.
Yes, I would.
Yeah. It's funny because when I was in London in August, I went to meet Balbuena to give him one of those scarves. And we were speaking with him, and he said his contract was up in 2 years. I can remember now, and he was starting to discuss a new deal. So for me, that might be agent talk. For the player, which I've been seeing for don't know, 5 years since he played for Corinthians, which is my team here in Brazil. For the player would be awesome. Italian league is way better for him. His style of play, his stature, his speed. So I would take the money if we're receiving, I don't know, 5 million more than we paid. I would take that. And for the player, for his career, I think that his future doesn't belong to West Ham. I don't think he will be around for much longer. So a move for AC Milan would be awesome for him, for us as well. So I'll take that all day long.
But
What's
where
that?
do we go with that money?
Sorry.
Where would we go with that money? Just out of curiosity, because
sign another central defender.
well, we've currently had a bad track record. I mean, we signed 2 great central defenders 2 seasons ago, correct? This season, they've been hit or miss, and we're bringing back the old defenders who are actually stepping up to it. I mean, are we going to assume Winston Reed's going to be able to come back in and slot in? Or are we going to try and go for, what was it? Not the Wolves, who just got set. I forget who it was now. Not Spurs. All right. Oh, there it is. The Newcastle defender, Javi, and I'm going to butcher his last name, so I'm not even going to try it. So, I mean, would we spend the money on him, or would we try and get something from – I mean, personally, for me, I would say Germany has some of the best defenders because it's the most equivalent for the English game. The German defenders are willing to body people, but they're not diving into tackles unnecessarily.
Yeah, I would say I don't know enough about the topic. I don't know who's available on the market. So I would say my instincts tell me it's okay to sell him, but I don't sell Balbuena, but I'm not knowledgeable enough about the market to know who we could get for him. But $20 million seems like a fair price for him. Like Louis said, he's getting older, and I think his game suits the Serie A a little more. 20 million feels like the right price for him personally, if that's not just a rumor. So,
Yeah, Steve, what would you do?
Well, I would sell him and hope that if Husilos is still here, he can go out and find another Balbuena somewhere.
yeah, good point.
I would take that. I mean,
Again,
he does have a good track record on it.
Yeah, for me, exactly the same.
Sorry,
I'd probably take 20 to 25 million for him, get him out, and then get someone youthful in, because that is something that it does concern me. If you look at the end of this season, a lot of our top players become 30, 31, 32.
Yeah.
The age of our team is getting very high. And it seems to me, just me personally, there's a lot that are getting that high. I don't think we're going to have enough money in the board to replace everyone. Yarmolenko's legs have gone. He's going to need to replace it at the end of the season. All right, we've got Diagana. Fantastic. So a bit of a youth player coming through. Antonio, not getting any younger. I think he's 30, 31 now. So his legs are going to start dying off.
Well, this ties in with
Mark Noble, Snodgrass, both need replacing.
And this ties in with what we were saying earlier about getting a manager in for a long-term scheme and a long-term plan, because we can't go for another sort of stopgap with the players that we've got now and the ages that they're getting to. We need someone who's going to have an eye on sort of maybe 3, 4, 5 years in the future, so they can see which of these youth that for the past couple of years everybody's been saying should be coming through. We need to start getting them through and seeing who's actually going to cut it on the team, so that as these older guys that you've just mentioned do start dropping off, then we will know then whether we've got an instant replacement or whether we've then got to go out and buy one.
Can I put a sidebar on that? Do you think it's easier for us since we are having so many issues that, and the U23 team is actually doing well, that, let's just say Pellegrini for the time being is letting the U23 team get all this experience and winning, these matches. Do you think in the future, since all of our players are sort of at that cusp of age-wise, that he's going to start slotting in players? I mean, Duncan Rice is obviously in its own little chasm, but do you think he's going to start bringing in all these other players into the first team, or at least training with the first team? Because you really don't hear that much about training with the first team anymore.
And even if you see the pictures that they take during the week, the weekly trainings, you don't see a lot of youngsters there. So I think it's a problem. Someone mentioned in the chat here about Cardoso, the Portuguese center back that we bought in the summer. No one heard about him anymore. Wasn't he a sensation for the Portuguese league? So if we're going,
he played for Boavista.
Yeah. If we're going for youth, we are buying youth from other leagues. We have youth in our academy, but we don't see any involvement of that youth in our team. So I saw here in Google, we have the fourth biggest age average, 27.4 years. So it's a concern.
Definitely.
Yeah, it is a concern. And something else that I was going to speak to you guys about. I don't know if you saw it. Gonzo earlier on the Hammers Chat forum was talking about how training ground facilities. We've spent 16 million, and he says the pitches are fantastic. The rest of the facilities are how do I say this? League
Shit.
One material? Yeah, shit. Probably is the best probably answer. Yeah. You got teams like Leicester spending 100 million on their training ground. It's so annoying and jealous. It just shows you that we haven't got the board with the mindset or the money financially to back that.
Well, didn't X just post a picture of Leicester and like all these training grounds that are like, I mean, how they look better than most cities in the United States. I mean, and this is just a training ground.
Exactly.
But yeah, I mean, I feel like the owners they don't give a shit. I mean, sorry for anybody that's on this chat that's under 18. They don't care. They're buying these players. They're going to sell them eventually. They're going to get them, say, 12 matches in the 3 years that they have them. They're going to sell them.
Yeah. It also seems like, I don't know your views, David, is that the board are literally just holding on to what they can till they get the stadium, till they get the percentage of giving back to the government and the council, so they can keep 100% of the royalties, and then they're going to flog us and then take all the money. Because they're not, for me, they're not building for the future. They're not investing. They seem like they're just holding on, if you know what I mean. What do you reckon, Dave?
No, I completely agree. And I was going to bring up the point that if you actually look at our squad, it seems like we sign one or two splashy players for a club record fee to get everyone excited. But then if you actually look at the depth of our squad, it's always pretty poor, and especially this year. I'm just really struck that we only have two legitimate strikers, Haller and a Yedi. So the striker position is extremely barren. Our center midfield is, I think, depth-wise, one of the weakest in the league. You have Declan Rice, Mark Noble, Robert Snodgrass, and Jack Wilshere, and Carlos Sanchez. That is a bad center midfield. That's yucky. Then our fullbacks too. I mean, we have players who can go forward. But Zabaleta's really old. Masuaku doesn't know where to position himself. And then our backup goalkeeper was just a disaster. if you actually look at our depth, it's very poor, and I think it shows the owner's intentions that they look for stopgaps, or they look for frees who then maybe have high wages because they're veterans. But I totally agree with your point, Ray, that they just don't seem very invested in growing the club. I think a pattern with them is they pay a manager a lot of money. They paid Sam Allardyce a lot of money to get us back up and keep us up. And Pellegrini, who's had success on low budgets in the Spanish league. But they don't really want to do anything too adventurous, I think. They pay the manager a lot of money and then don't spend a lot on players, on transfers and wages. And if you look at all the wages they got rid of in the offseason, they saved money doing that. And other than signing Haller, they didn't really do anything too revolutionary. So, yeah, I think they're in a short term and they want to earn money off the team and eventually sell if they can.
I think it's 2 more years of the contract with the council, I believe, and then they
2022.
Yeah, and they get the 100% of the sale rights. What do you reckon, Steve?
Who's going to buy us, sir? You know, they're holding on.
American Hammers TV. Tim, get your money out.
Indeed. Open up your checkbook, Tim. Moths.
He's like, I'm too busy on holiday at the moment.
Isn't it?
I don't know where he is. Probably Barbados somewhere nice.
He's in Florida.
He's drinking his coffee.
Yeah.
He's down in sunny Florida.
Is he playing with Walt Disney and that? Mickey Mouse.
Yeah,
Star Wars.
He's
an American or
striker.
An American or Middle Eastern businessman or Russian businessman. That's what you got to hope for.
So someone's going to buy us, when it's, it's going to be, we're prime location, we're central London. There's too much there. Got great fan base. But
then it's basically the right team, the right league, in the right city. We are sexy for someone to buy, but I don't think that the overall offer is good, because when someone joins and say, okay, I'm buying you, they need to redevelop the training facilities, because I think David Gold said this week that he spent 15 million on the training facilities, and everyone knows that looks shit. And we have everything surrounding the club, all the people surround the club. I don't think marketing is professional enough. I don't think social media is professional enough. So I think the hustle that people will need to put in West Ham as soon as they buy it maybe is pushing them apart from buying it. But it's sexy. It's a good project. But it's like the team. For any manager that we are trying to bring in, it's a fine project, have future, but they will need so much hustle in the beginning, the first, I don't know what year or two, that people might get scared of jumping in that project.
Yeah, it's going to take someone with like a few billion to do anything good with West Ham, because let's be honest, the ball ain't going to sell for any less than 300 mil minimum, I reckon, personally. Whoever comes in is going to need to invest another 100 million in the training facilities. Then they're going to have to spend another 100. That's $500 million already just gone like that in the transfer window.
I mean,
you're going to have to spend $1 billion redeveloping the ground.
Yep.
I mean, who is it? The American partial owner is, David, correct me if I'm wrong, is the one of the Apple executives, wasn't he?
I can't remember exactly. I know Paul Allen, the Microsoft executive.
Microsoft, that's it.
But then he passed away, so that was my big hope. My big hope, because Paul Allen had a lot of success with the Seattle Seahawks and owning them. So I was very hopeful that he would do a gradual takeover. But then, unfortunately, he died, I believe, of cancer. So he's not in the picture anymore. I think there's another American minority owner, but I'm not sure of his name.
Yeah, I think you're right. But then, do do you invest like that's 500 million you've got to invest in West Ham just to, just put your foot in the door? Would you like look at someone in the Championship and go, I can spend that much money and build a brilliant team, do a Leicester, do a Wolves, for so much better? Again, the only caveat is that we're in London.
Yeah, you need someone with a lot of ambition, I think.
Yeah.
And ambition matched with vision, but you need someone who is just filthy rich,
Yeah.
multi-billionaire, I think.
Yeah. And Triple H, as said below, he is a West Ham fan.
He is, yeah.
Just to say that. I'm a big fan of Triple H. Just bringing in some wrestling. So, yeah. Anyway, so, all right, let's move on because that's a big topic. What do you think to Victor Wanyama coming? Apparently, there's interest from both parties. Levy wants him out to save on a wage bill. He's a great midfielder. Again, how old is he now? I'm sure he's getting on a bit.
33, 34, I think.
Yeah.
Too old.
He is too old, isn't he? We need to be looking at the 25, 26.
He's 28.
Yeah, he's 28. Oh. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's not too old.
That's not too bad. That's at least 2-3 seasons out of him.
Yeah, I would jump at that chance if he's only 28. We need help in our midfield. Like I said, our depth there is center midfield. Our depth is really bad. Even if you consider Fornals a center midfielder, I've neglected to mention him, but he can be on the wing or center midfield, and we need a more physical player like Wanyama there, I think. Just because Sanchez is so useless, I think he could offer some steel that Sanchez might not be able to offer.
Yeah.
I think we need someone like him or Doucouré. I don't know how you speak, but Doucouré from
Doucouré, that's how you pronounce it.
Yeah. I think we need that kind of player, that box to box and that run tirelessly, because what we have in store now, it's just shameful to watch. No pace at all, missing tackles. So we need someone with that physique, with that grit to run, and so we can be lit up in the midfield. I'll take him. I'll take Doucouré. I'll take all the sorts of player. And remember that we almost got Kanté when he was coming from France to England. We almost got him, but I think it was Slaven Bilic that opted for Alex Song. So we've been crying for that kind of player for 5 years now.
Yeah, definitely.
So it says Wanyama is 28.
Yeah,
that's what Louis said.
Oh, sorry. I'm trying to keep up with everything on the side here. There's so much going on.
The trouble with that is you'll be 29 next June. So if we get him in January, we'll have half a season. Then he'll be 29. Then he's got one more season till he's 30. And all of a sudden he's on the downward slope again after just one season. What's the point?
Yeah.
To not be so shit this season, I guess. So, which is kind of the West Ham way. Always stopping holes.
And what they're saying in the chat is his injury record isn't that great either.
No.
Typical West Ham signing then. We'll see him in January.
Isn't
it? Oh, brilliant. From what I know, to be fair, I don't really follow Tottenham that much. But
why would you?
Yeah. But he has done really good things in the past. But if he's injury prone, we can't risk it. Again, it goes back to our stadium. We ain't got facilities to look after any more injury players. So, yeah. For me, probably a pass, unless there's just no other option, and we need some legs in that midfield.
There's always other options. I mean,
there
the
is.
entire globe.
Louis, anyone in Brazil we can poach?
Not that I remember. Not someone that ready for Premier League, and the ones that should be very expensive. There is a guy who played for Flamengo and it's in Saudi Arabia, I think, called Cuellar. he was his name was all over the news in the summer, saying he was moving to West Ham. I think he would be a good fit. Shouldn't be that pricey now, but someone ready and with that kind of perks that we need. I don't think we have anyone here in Brazil, but we have good strikers and I think center backs as well. But that box to box midfielder we don't have now. Anyone?
Well, don't worry. We're just gonna sign him, put him on the bench for 3 seasons, and then sell him anyway. So
Yeah, exactly. We do
you
love
saw,
a
you saw that guy. You saw that guy from Arsenal, right? Gabriel Martinelli. He was playing for a countryside club that might have, I don't know, 20,000 fans. I don't know how Arsenal pulled that off, but we have loads of that kind of player here in Brazil. So going forward, we West Ham can look in Brazil center backs as well, but box to box midfielders are
I
a
mean,
mess.
we got knocked out of Europa twice by that kind of fan group. So
yeah.
I hate to bring up that sore subject.
Yeah, Astor Juju.
Yeah.
The tumbleweed went across the screen then. I saw it. Right, so this transfer rumor I'm bringing up for personal reasons. This is why I've got his Twitter page here. So Jared Bowen, I don't know if you guys know him. He's in the
Hull City, right? He plays for Hull City.
Yeah, he's in Chelsea.
What gave you that, Luke?
So I have to be honest and open here. I actually know him. I used to work in a little town called Hereford in a nightclub, and Jared used to come there all the time. So I've known him quite well, messaged him and all that kind of stuff. I know his girlfriend, beautiful girl. Fair play to him. He's done well. He's done really well. So I know him, first of all. So I just want to put my hands up and say, look, there is a little bit of bias because I gave him fucking deals on these vodkas and stuff like that. So he better give me some free tickets. So he's linked with a few people at the moment because he's doing really well in the championship. I think he's got like 9 assists and 9 goals so far. He's a great person. Love him. So down to earth. I would definitely 100% take him. Impact sub, if we go for someone else, or he could play out front with Haller for far as I can see. Haller can knock it onto him, pass it down. He's got a great finish on him. What do you guys know about him, Steve?
I know absolutely nothing. I'm
Fantastic.
taking your word. I'm taking your word for this race. So if he's up to it, go get him.
Yeah, Dave, what do you reckon?
All I know is that he plays for Hull City. I know his goal scoring and assist record is really good this campaign, as you said. I know at the end of last campaign, he was really lighting it up as well. Seems like he's scoring for fun in the championship. Overall, my championship strikers don't tend to too good when they come up to the Premier League, like the Ross McCormicks of the world. But then Tammy Abraham did good this year. Is doing good this year for Chelsea. Since our striker line is so weak, why not take a punt on him? I don't think we have much to lose.
Yeah. Charles, what do you reckon? Do you know much about him?
I don't know much about him, but in all honesty, if you look at the championship, how many games have they already played, though? So if you say he has a great striking record, and like I said, I know nothing about the man. Great striking record. How many goals has he scored over the campaign, though?
Yeah. Let me just see if I can line up. Louis, what do you know about him?
I don't know anything about him, but if we take James Madison example, we passed on him because I think Moyes thought he wasn't ready. I'll take that gamble every time because championship is it's a very physical game, and if someone's is stooding up, I think we should go for it. But I don't. Is he a midfielder, a striker, a winger? I don't think we need that kind of player now. We need that midfielder. Of course, we need a winger, but I think we are crying for a midfielder. I don't know if we need that kind of player now, but I'll take him if the price is right. I don't know.
He's a striker, right?
Yeah,
Does
it's
that say
striker slash
15,
winger.
15 and 4 and 22?
Yeah, so that's what it's just come up with on the old Google search.
So
He's got
15
22.
goals, 4 assists, and 22 appearances.
Yeah,
I'll take that.
Yeah.
and that's just in the championships. That's not including the cups or anything like that. So,
No, I
and
mean,
then
like I said, I didn't know anything about the lad. It's just sometimes with the championship, it's kind of hard to, really gauge, what they're capable of since they play so many more matches than the Premier League.
yeah,
but I think he would be a gamble if he's a striker. He would be a gamble like Ayeti is, and I think we should see more from Ayeti now that Pellegrini is apparently playing two up top. So let's see. I wouldn't take the trigger in a striker now, even more if he's a championship level.
well, he's probably not on it now, but no, actually, I can't. I won't say what I was going to say.
I get it.
Yeah, no, I'll tell you guys off air.
White lines blow away.
I don't want to stitch him up.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, bring him up. Let's see what we can do. I'm excited. I want to see Jared. Come on, Jared. Come to us.
Honestly, I want him just so Ray can be happy. So Ray can go talk to him after the match and everything.
Yeah.
It'd be a great interview.
Yeah. I'll try and get him on here. I'll see what he says.
Yeah.
If not, I'll just get his girlfriend on here.
Ray, hypothetically, if West Ham went and after him, how much would they have to pay for him?
See, he's doing a business. You're probably looking about 20, 25 million.
Oh,
right. And if after one season it turned out he couldn't cut it in the Premiership, we sell him for 15 or 20. We haven't really lost anything, have we?
No. Yeah.
Ray, can you get a liquor it up and do it for less?
Mate, he's actually been a lot more of a better boy now because he weren't with his girlfriend at the time. So now he's pretty much settled down.
I'm just saying, you have the abilities. Come on.
Yeah. I think I've got some photos. Jared, if you're watching, join. Like, online.
3 million, and that's 90% of our transfer budget.
I want 10% of your wages. But again, he's being flirted with Leicester and Newcastle, I read today. So, some good teams there.
Good teams. Newcastle signed Andy Carroll.
Exactly. And he's actually playing now.
Oh, yeah? Oh, shit.
Yeah, he was playing on the weekend. I was like, trust him.
Their training grounds must be a lot better than ours.
Yeah. And Neil, just so you know, I don't know. I know his girlfriend really well, but not in the way you're suggesting. Oh, brilliant. Right. And last bit of transfer news I wanted to talk to you guys about. A lot of West Ham fans have been bombarding David Gold with a certain Real Madrid player who we're not going to get, let's be honest. Djokovic, who would like to see him up front with Halle, the return of the Frankfurt team?
Never going to happen.
Apparently he's available on loan.
No, it won't happen. It's David Gold. David Gold's not going to take him, and he's not going to reach into his pockets to actually pay for it.
Do we know what his wages are? I mean, if it's on loan and his wages aren't too high, but I honestly don't know what his wages are.
No, I don't know what his wages are. It is pipe in the sky, but the manager from Frankfurt's available. Just saying.
Yeah, got fired from Bayern Munich. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's just bring them all in. Let's bring the Frankfurt attack in, and then we just need to sort out our defense, and then we might be all right. Maybe this could be an idea. Real Madrid won. AC Milan won Balbuena. Maybe a swap deal. Maybe.
Oh, tricky.
A three-way swap?
Well, a two-way swap. Get him. What's his name on loan? Djokovic from loan, and then get Rebe on a straight swap if we can. I don't know.
Even if it was a swap plus a bit of cash.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love it. I agree that the probability is low, but if that were to happen, that would be great. I would love it.
It just seems like all the jigsaw pieces are available for us. It just are. And let's be honest, David Gold doesn't do transfers. He phones up Sullivan and goes, "Man, this guy, what do you think about that guy?" Yeah, all right. Granddad, you all right?
Yeah, he's been
Sullivan
watching.
is in charge of the transfers.
Yeah. Yeah. Sullivan's just going, "Oh, fucking Gold's been on the phone again." Bless him.
Someone's been hitting the brandy again.
Yeah. But yeah, for me, if we could get all three, that would be perfect. Perfect. What do you reckon, Steve? Do you reckon there's any chance in it?
I'd like to think so. I mean, that what you just said about a swap deal, that could be good.
I know.
And then getting Jovic in on loan, that could be, all right. Again, it's short-termism, but at the moment, perhaps we need a bit of short-termism to see us through while we're looking at the long-term plan.
Yeah. A loan till the end of the season, possibly a buy clause in there.
Yeah.
Do we still get 150 million at the end of the season? I've got to spend it somehow, haven't they?
Yeah.
What do you reckon, Dave?
No, like I've already said, I think it would be great. I don't. So hard to predict amid all the rumors, what's true, what's false. It's hard to know Gold and Sullivan's intentions. It's hard to know who makes the decisions between Husios and them. This and that. It's really hard to predict what transfer we'll go through. But yeah, I would absolutely love it if that happened. Jovic and Aller were just a really potent strike force last year for Eintracht Frankfurt. It's leading them on this huge run of consecutive wins, I believe, that led them to the Europa League. And they play really well off each other. So I think that would be ideal, even if it was a short-term stopgap.
Yeah. Bring the band back together. What do you reckon, Kaz?
I mean, I think it would be nice. I also think Real Madrid puts a very high, even with the loan, puts a very high price tag on him. And until, nothing in the comments and nothing I just looked up, there's no real price tag on that loan process. I just think it might, Jovic would cost too much to buy, but we could probably do a 2-year loan, yada, yada, yada. Thank you, Jim. I just think it might be a little hard. I mean, who are we going to sub? Are we going to leave Haller and Jovic up top, and we're going to move Antonio where? I mean, Antonio's been the only one that's sort of shot any gumption inside the attacking for a while.
But he gets injured a lot, so if he got injured, then we'd have to play.
He's been injured at the right back, come back. He's been injured in the midfield, come back. He's been injured on the right wing, come back. He's been injured on attacking, come back. But
you just need to move. It's not grass, I think. Wouldn't be that hard.
Yeah.
Antonio playing on the right wing and the two up top. I think it would work because Niko Kovac for me is the manager that I would want. I love to see the Haller and Jovic pair up again. I don't know. For me, it's the perfect storm. I just don't know. I just don't think we are going to get them because Real Madrid will never loan Jovic for us. Not for the price that David is are trying or willing to pay.
Yeah, it's wishful thinking. Let's be honest. I would love it to happen. It's not going to happen. We're not that lucky. Let's be honest.
No,
he's going to go from. Sorry, Steve. He's going to go from Real Madrid training ground to West Ham training ground and have a laugh and go, "Fuck this, I'm back off." So I was.
And then he's injured.
United are after him.
Oh, really?
Mm.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised.
There's
Yeah.
only one United, and it's Sinclair in blue.
Indeed.
Exactly. Yeah, and Antonio can come back on as a super sub, or he might even be that good enough. Might keep Haller out, make Haller a bit more hungry to get back in the position, back in the team, make him work harder because his work rate did improve a hell of a lot against Southampton. Scored a fantastic goal. So there we go. Right, boys, is there any other thing that we've missed? Anyone can think of anything?
No, not that I can think of.
No, people are speaking about Gabriel Barbosa here on the chat, and being in Brazil, and he's being the top scorer in the league. I think he's going for way more than we are prepared to pay. People were talking about him joining Palace or West Ham. He already suggested that he's not doing that kind of move to a medium-sized club. So let's see. He's from Milan. No, he's from Inter Milan, not from AC Milan. So let's see. I don't think we're getting him. His wages is pretty much like Neymar's. It's a mess. I don't think we're getting him. But I would love to see because his nickname here in Brazil is Gabigol. So he scores when he wants.
What was he playing for Flamengo, or am I inventing that?
Yeah.
Okay,
Flamengo.
he was. It looked like his career had gone downhill. Then he was loaned to Flamengo, and now he's completely blown up. And he's the reason they won the league and won Libertadores, right?
Yeah, they won the two major competitions, and they are now playing the Club World Cup. So let's see if they win the Club's World Cup. He will be his price tag will rock.
Yeah, can you imagine if Flamengo beat Liverpool? That would be epic.
Yeah, yeah, it would be.
I would love that being in Liverpool.
Even though Flamengo beat Grêmio in Copa Libertadores.
So who steals their first wheels off the bus? Flamengo or Liverpool?
Say it again.
I'm in Liverpool. I'm not commenting.
And it's funny because for Brazilians in general, that title is the most searched and sought of title, and Europeans doesn't even care about it. When Corinthians won in 2012 against Chelsea, for us Brazilians just went. I think 50,000 Corinthians went to Japan to watch the team, and Chelsea fans doesn't even bother. So it's funny how we we love that kind of tournament, and Europeans just doesn't give a shit.
Chelsea doesn't have 50,000 fans.
Yeah, they don't have it.
Yeah, I normally don't like the Club World Cup, but if there is an upset with the South American team winning it, that would be really great because it's such an underdog David Goliath story. Also considering how the European leagues just take the best Brazilian players or the best Argentinian players when they're young and have so much more money to spend. So an upset, I think, would be awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch the games, to be fair. I'll be excited.
Yeah.
Well, there we go, guys.
Talk about.
A couple of people are saying about Lanzini and Wilshere. Really want to know what's going on with Wilshere. Is he actually injured?
I think he's
alive.
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I mean, it's like the Baltimore City mayor right now. No one's actually seen him, so everybody's sort of like, "Is he actually still there?
Yeah.
Did he get like a black bag over his head and thrown into a van?
Was it a weekend at Bernie's?
Yeah, he might just be at the training grounds and can't actually figure out how to leave."
Yeah, it sounds about right. All right, well, let's wrap it up there, guys. We're going over an hour now. Thank you very much for coming on. Thank you for everyone in the chat.
Welcome. Good meeting everyone officially.
Yeah, good seal faces. Very international team, as Tim was saying earlier. Brazil from the UK to America. One last thing to say, guys. Come on, you irons. Ready for Christmas?
On your irons.
Brilliant. Let's just end the stream.